So I finally got around to taking out what I thought were the restrictions on the bike, and I was wrong. They weren't the restrictions at all. I thought these plates that I could see in the air vents were restricting the airflow, but it turns out I think they were just stone guards. I'll insert a photo or a little clip of them in this video somewhere to show you what I mean. But even though they weren't the restrictions, it has made a little bit of difference. I'll actually insert a clip here and explain to you how they were set up, so how they were actually restricting the airflow still. These are what I took out from inside the air vents. The air intake duct tubes actually sat in behind these, sat in here, so you're getting no direct wind actually into the actual air duct tubes. From what I can see, I think these are just a stone guard, something just to stop anything getting through the vents. How on the actual bike the vents are like a mesh covering on them, and I think that's all these are designed to do, pretty much just to stop rocks. That difficult to take out. There's a couple of screws to get the cover for the air vent off, and it was a couple of screws and a couple of clips to actually take the stone guards out. I think they were still helping to restrict the airflow a little bit because the air duct tubes sat right behind these stone guards. But since taking them out, I have found out that the actual restriction on the airflow is actually in the air duct tubes. Apparently they're like a funnel, and what they do is they actually cut or block the airflow by about 80%. So I haven't actually investigated fully to see, but I am planning on actually taking the tank off to get down to the air filter, to actually get down to the air duct tubes properly and have a proper look to actually see if that is 100% true. But so far a lot of things that I've read about this bike hasn't actually been true, so I will look for myself. It won't be in this video, and might be in the next one if I get time. But we're taking out these stone guards. I have noticed a couple of differences in the bike. The throttle response down low, especially when you're taking off first and second gear, has gotten a little bit sharper. The fuel economy has gotten a little bit better as well. And also, if you've ever ridden this bike, you can't hear it on the mic, but in D-cell, when you go down gears, it would make a couple of little pops occasionally. Those have gone. And also the engine braking, another thing that doesn't really make any sense. I always found that this bike had quite severe engine braking. I could let off the throttle and the bike would brake. So you'd let off the throttle and the bike would actually brake quite severe. Now if you let the throttle go, it kind of just coasts a little bit. It's not really that sharp. It's still braking, but it's not as severe as it used to be. So that is also a plus to me, because if you want to really use the engine to brake, you just go down a gear anyway and it's going to brake. So I don't think, so losing the engine braking is no real big deal. I actually kind of prefer it. So those are the three real differences, 3 or 4, whatever it was, differences that I've noticed. So I hope this was some sort of use use to you. Like, I'm just gonna say, like, I'm not a mechanic. I'm not even like a backyard mechanic or anything like that. I'm basically just looking and trying to see what I can find, looking on forums, looking just on the internet, doing any sort of like research that I can kind of find. And at the end of the day, I know I'm still going to have to get this ECU remapped. So I know I'm still going to have to do that. I have been looking into getting that done. I've tried contacting some shops, but I haven't heard anything back yet. But I think the biggest problem I'm going to run into to try and get this remapped is the fact that it's a LAMS approved bike, and I don't know if any mechanics or any dealers are going to want to touch this ECU. I don't even know if legally they're allowed to.